Okay, so let's have a look around the plot. Summer on the allotment. So, it's been really hot lately, and the result of that is the soil's dried out, and I haven't been able to water enough. And I can get here most days. So let's come on round and have a look at the flowers. Me pretty bit, as I say. Well, it's actually coming on. The dahlias are in the tubs. As you can see, we've got one flower. And I've tried these cosmos in tubs as well. And as you can see, they look alright. There's my horse poo that I'll sell in aid of the scouts. So let's go and have a look around. My sweet peas in here are a much better show. How about that? They're looking good. Then I've got a couple of melons in me frame. They're coming on. No flowers yet showing, but they're coming on. And the weather's been so hot. I've left the frame open. Oh, lobelia's looking nice in the troughs. Inside there's nothing, but generally speaking, things are looking okay. It is an effort to keep watering. So there's me pretty bit out here, but as I say, there's nothing inside. In the club room, as I call it, them sweet peas looking good, and then I've got bits and pieces out here. I did some cuttings of some fig trees, and they've done well. Those two are for a friend of mine now. And then in the greenhouse, the tomatoes are all looking okay. It gets too hot in here, it gets up to 85. So I've actually opened a pane of glass. I've moved it aside, look, to let the heat out. And it also lets the bees out, which is good. But it got so hot in here one day, everything was limping because of it. It was just simply too hot. So I'll put a piece of white over. The peppers are all looking good. The gherkins, I'm just beginning to show gherkins. I notice I've got a little bit of mould on the leaves. What I'm hoping for is that I'll get enough gherkins before the plant is at its lot. I like to make 3 or 4. Oh no, there's a big one down there, look. Oh, I didn't need. There's always one that sneaks in, isn't there? Look at that. But anyway, I mean, it don't matter how big the gherkins are, as long as you've got the jar that you can pickle them in. So we're not doing too bad at all. There's actual peppers on that one, look. I might just pot them on into a slightly bigger pot. Right then, coming outside, let's have a look around the outside now. All the stuff that I had growing in the cold frame there is out, and I won't plant anything in there now until the end of the summer, because that's my cold frame. And then I've pulled all the Isle of Wight garlic, but my elephant garlic, much of it went to seed, and that's just dying back now, ready to be pulled. I've sowed myself a little trough, but they've been good. But I think that it's the end of the time for them in this place. They've been in there for quite some time. I'll have to look at back videos to see. Then I've got some celery here, and that's looking healthy. I've dug up my early potatoes, Swift. They were disappointing, but I'm told that Swift are. You can't expect the same amount from early potatoes as you can main crop. It's something I've never taken really much notice of. But anyway, the main crop, which are the Myras, which are right the way through there, are looking absolutely tremendous. But I will next year buy all new seed. I used old potatoes, saved ones from last year. Then here, this is our Bacchus. It's got grapes on. I've pulled my onions and now they're drying. That's half of my. I've been pulling them as and when they've been dying back. Then I've got spinach here, spinach seed that I saved, or I've saved over the years, and it's like a crossbreed between sea spinach and leaf beet, and it's gorgeous. Then this is my grape vine that makes me fizzy wine. That's looking good and healthy. Then in here I've got a couple of I've got a money maker and an Elsa Craig tomato looking healthy, and some more courgettes. I'm looking to make at least 6 jars of courgettes. Okay, let's move on. Right, we're back on the path. The rose tree's looking good. Somebody said about putting banana skins around the bottom of them to stop them from getting black spot, I think it was. Well, maybe it works, because I haven't got black spot. Shallots. I'm hoping them shallots don't get any bigger, because they won't fit in the jar otherwise, because we're going to pickle those. Then there's the onion bed. As I say, I've been pulling the odd one here and there. Those are left to go to seed. The bees actually like the flower, but I don't know that it's going to be any good for anything else. They're all probably end up in the compost. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. And then I've got the blueberry over there. That is looking tremendous. Look at that. Look at that. That's looking good, isn't it? And then I've got one in a pot there. It's just got dry and the leaves are falling off, whether it survives or not. And there's of course me white rose there. So we'll move on to the next path. Next path. Asparagus, as you can see, it's looking really good. I did an experiment and I've watered it with seawater, only a sprinkler. Bindweed don't like it, look. Because I need to get in there and weed it. But that's hard work, climbing in and out there. Now there's a strange looking spider, look at that. Strawberries are all but finished. That's my tub of strawberries, and then in there I've got a couple of melons that I'm hoping will produce. They have done in the past. So back to the path. It's like a jungle. The heat, we have had some really hot weather and it's been dry as well, so it's been a struggle watering. I emptied out all my water butts. Now these are the new grape vines. When I say new, they're now 2 years old, and they look all right. I can't make up my mind now whether to goya them or cordon them, but well, all in good time. Me Cape gooseberry, it's looking good. Look, and I've actually got Cape gooseberries. So Cape gooseberries now in the first week of July is a good sign to me. And then our dessert grape vine needs a bit more of a saute. Looking healthy. I think it's looking healthy, but I'm sure other people might not. Oh, I'll do this one from this to save walking up that path. It's like walking through a jungle. This is I've got the sweet corn is to give shade to the squash that I'm growing there. Because it's been so hot, I think I gambled that it was going to be a hot year, and I think it's paid off, because when it's really, really hot and the sun beats down on these plants, the leaves actually droop. The pumpkins certainly do. And then I've got the cabbages there. I think you'll have to see them better from the path. Let's go back. The path. There we go. I've got there some 6 sprout plants, different types. And then those are 2 galleon cauliflowers, and I've had a couple here that I planted earlier in the year, and I've already picked the cauliflowers. Then these are my bee friendly flowers, and they've been tremendous. The bees have absolutely loved them, but they've now finished and they're just going to seed. I'm just going to let them go to seed and leave this to look after itself, let it do its own thing. I might even collect some of the seeds up and spread them willy-nilly or something like that, but I'm not sure where. The broad beans that I had here, these were the ones I sowed early this spring. They're all but finished now. I've had a good crop from them. Well, they're all in the freezer. And then along here we have got, no, these are the squash. What I was looking at back there was the pumpkins. And these are the squash, and they're looking very healthy. Then I've got a space there which I will probably use and sow some beetroot or some leeks, some later ones. And we're on to the next part. Let's have a quick look at the fruit bushes. The fig is doing tremendous. Look at that. Look at the size of them figs. Can't wait for them to ripen. Then we've got here our red currants. Looks like one's been snapped off there. They've been, one lot I've picked, one bushful, and then I've got these other 2 bushfuls to come. Gooseberries the same. I'll let them ripen. I don't see the point in picking green gooseberries. Let them ripen and then pick them. Then I've got me later raspberries, and they're looking good, but not quite yet, not for another month yet. Then we've got our red currants here. They're tremendous. Look at that. And then it looks as though my strawberry bed here is paying off, and they're coming at a different time. Look, they're later. There's just one in there that's ready to pick. Look, oh no, 2 ready to pick. I'm pleased with that. Let's go with that then. So then, did I do this? We're going down the other path then. Leeks, they went in, actually quite a long time ago, and they're very slow, but we'll see. And then these last few peas, they're ready to pick now. Then I've got some more sweet corn, because I've got a proper bought packet of sweet corn, and I've also got sweet corn that I saved from seed last year. Marrows looking good. They're super. They're just zooming along, getting loads of marrows. So let's swizzle round now. Sunflowers are good, and these are self-sown, most of these from the last year's sunflower, and we seem to have a greenfinch that keeps coming and eating the seeds. I think it's a greenfinch. I'm not very much in bees. Then the carrots that we sowed way back in April, they're doing very well with lots of pull-ins. Parsnips doing good. The beetroots are doing good. There we go. There's one ready there to pick. To pull. Then I've got French beans. They're doing good. They're only small, modest plants with small, modest beans, but they're good. More beetroot, more beans, more beetroot. And I've got a row of leeks here. These were sown directly in the ground, and they're going to now get. I'm going to spread them out across this patch. We'll pick the pear tree. Well, look at those pears, and I was just going to say that not many of them have got bugs in, but there's one in the end there by the look of it. So I need to get in there and sort out the infected ones and clean them out now. And the peach tree the same. A lot of the peach trees got pecked by birds, but they seem to have recovered. I hung those tinkly things up, and that seems to have kept the birds off. I think the birds were looking for water. They probably can't see the pond there, and I've got a wasp nest here, look. So I think I'm going to leave that now. I won't disturb it. I'll just leave it and let it do its thing. Then courgettes, always tremendous courgettes. This is a new one I'm trying, and they're brilliant because they're really long, look, and they're brilliant. Oh, there's another pot with cosmos in. Look, wants watering. Carrots in my raised bed, they're doing good. I've sowed some lettuce across there as well. Pond's looking good. Oh, I've left the asparagus, artichokes to flower. I want to see what they look like, because I'm going to be honest, I cooked some. We did have some garlic sauce. The garlic sauce was really nice. Then my grapevines along the back are looking good. I heavily pruned them, and I've spring pruned them, and I've taken half the bunches off. So I'm hoping that I'm going to get a good harvest for wine making. And modestly, I'm saying that my wine making from 2 years ago, sparkling wine, is looking good. Then sweet potatoes, they're looking good. There are 3 sweet potatoes there from bought plants, and then I've got 2 from plants that I brought through from last year. They were cuttings, and I put them in a jar, and I've got 2 more cuttings taken off the plants that I bought. Then I've got some broad beans here, but these are finished, so they'll be coming out, and then those sweet potatoes will be going in. Then the apple tree is looking tremendous. I have got a moth trap in there, if you can see it, but I've still got maggots in the apples, but then that gives me something to sort out, because what I do is when I see one, I can see one from here, what I do is I'll take that apple off and bin it, of course, or compost it. So, and that's given me the reason for thinning them out. Then our pond is doing good. There's all sorts of swimmy things in there. I think the newts are really breeding. Now let's go and have a quick look at the beehives. Now this one, the poly hive, is really busy, and the wooden one isn't so busy. I looked at it this morning to see why it's not so busy, and there's no obvious sign to my first full year eyes. But I've taken a little video which I should be showing John, the expert, and he'll say what's needed. I couldn't find a queen in there, but I didn't look that hard. And then I've still got the potatoes which we sowed way back in January, all the way through there, and I've actually emptied 1 bin full out, and they were tremendous. They were loaded. You can put 4 potatoes in a dustbin. There we have a modest little harvest of, well, harvest. We've got a couple of courgettes, a couple of gherkins, some spinach, 4 reasonable sized beetroot, some carrots, a few onions, a few peas, and a bunch of flowers. Not bad for July. First week of July. Have been put out. I've put them quite deep, and then as they grow I've put the soil back around, and then over here I've sown another row of beans. Oh, and I've sown some more beetroot. That's it. I pulled these peas out that were here, or whatever it was that was here, and I've sown some beetroot, and then I'll put all the leaves of the peas over the soil, just so that it keep the sun off, because I've sown the beetroot there. Then we don't want them drying out. So there we go, onwards and upwards. So there's the plot. It's looking like a jungle, and walking through it, it's like walking through a jungle, but I'm well pleased with it. Happy gardening.